But I tell you, the reason I got on the board initially as a board member, besides accepting the presidency, was because both of my children are in the arts. You know, one went to film school at Temple, and he wanted to be a videographer. So we all got on the same page and said, well, how are we going to help him figure out if this truly is his passion? And Talbot Arts, at the time, offers summer scholarships for kids to explore the arts. So he applied, he got into a program at SCAD in Georgia and had an amazing experience, which confirmed for him, before he ever went to Temple, that this was the career that he wanted. And our younger son decided that he loved graphic design, he loved archaeology and history. So he ended up with the same summer scholarship, which was really helpful to us, to go to DCAD, which is the Delaware College of Art and Design, which led him to St. Mary's College of Maryland, and he ended up majoring in archaeology with a minor in museum studies and art. And he went on to Dublin, to Ireland, got his master's in museum administration and cultural policy, and came back here during COVID to work for the Academy Art Museum here in Easton, which he's now curating and doing registrar work for the American Visionary Art Museum in Baltimore City.
Because our students were not in regular school during this time, we found out, talking with teachers and parents, that one of the things we could really do to help children was to consider changing our criteria from just high school students being able to participate in the program to including middle school, because the thought was that this is really an important age and there's not a whole lot available for them to do it. And this past summer rather, we were able to extend scholarship opportunities to middle school students. So just having heard Amy's story about her sons, you can just multiply that in terms of the benefits that we are going to be able to bring children and young adults. The other thing that we've been very fortunate to be beneficiaries of is that the state of Maryland designated for the Maryland State Arts Council something they're calling the Arts Relief Fund. And this is a significant amount of money that the state has given to the Maryland State Arts Council with the understanding that they are to manage this program and make sure that these funds are used appropriately. We're very excited about this because we are going to have some additional funds available to us to expand our work in the community. The funds can be targeted in a number of different ways. We can create an endowment. We can put some money in the bank to save. We can help our organizations, and they're also encouraging individual county arts councils to look inward at their own infrastructure and say, if there's something you need that you haven't been able to pay for or thought was out of your reach, you may want to consider this as an opportunity to make that change.
Public art is of great interest to the county. And so we've already had our first really large meeting with partners about public art and how we might be able to help those organizations find ways to put public art in spaces throughout Talbot County. All of these groups are applying for grants through the Maryland State Arts Council for planning grants, and then there'll be implementation grants for the actual art that is put out into the communities. We're helping to facilitate that, which I think is very exciting. We've always been one of the best arts communities in the country, but we don't see public art on our streets, right, when you come into town. So it's very exciting to be working with all these partners.
It is a really exciting time because I think we have been able to and will continue to get people at the table that had not been there previously. I also think, and Amy and I've had a lot of discussion about this, is that we want to make sure that people know about the resources that are available, particularly right now. that no dollar is left on the table that should have come to Talbot County, and
Right.
that it's an oversight because, well, I didn't know. We want people to know, and we want to bring as many of those resources here as we possibly can.
Right.